Alright, so today we're going to be taking some alginate impressions. These are basic setup that you would need to take an impression. You can see we have 3 different sizes of trays, one for the top, one for the bottom. We have our spatula to the left, our mixing bowl, we have our measuring cup, and we have our alginate. So one of the most important things about taking an alginate impression is you have to make sure that your mix is of the right consistency. So you have to have 3 scoops of alginate and fill the water up to that 3rd line. So for every scoop you have to have 1 line on that measure. Okay, so the first thing we need to make sure we do is that we have the right size tray. If you have too big of a tray, the impression will be overbulked. If you have too small of a tray, it won't work properly. So Miss Andy's just going to try in the different trays on Miss Shannon to make sure we get the right size. You want to make sure that the tray seats passively and that you have enough room that it's not hitting on the teeth or impinging on any of that. So once we figure out what the right size tray is, I'm going to do the bottom now. Looks like that's a good fit. Alright. So once we do the bottom, now we're going to mix up the alginate. So she's going to take 3 scoops. Alright, so Annie, she has 3 scoops of powder and filled up the 3 scoops of the water. So, alright, go ahead and mix that up. So it's important that you mix it, that you get a nice smooth consistency. The bowl is flexible, so you can press the spatula against the sides of the bowl and mix everything together. Now this alginate has a working time of probably a couple minutes, so you have to be pretty quick with it because you don't want it to set up while you're still working on it. So once you get the alginate, you're just going to load the tray. Make sure everything's nice and smooth. Alright. Just going to seat the tray in the mouth, press from the back, and let all the excess run up towards the front. So you're going to pull her lip. We're going to seat that tray. Now at this point, you're going to want to tell the patient to breathe through their nose because that stuff will try to run down the back of your throat, and it can cause people to gag. So breathe through your nose, try to keep her mind off of it. You can even tell them to lift their foot. That sometimes works, keeping their mind off of it. We're going to let this set up for about 2 minutes. Alright, so the alginate's set up. We're going to go ahead and remove it. So you're going to want to break the seal in the vestibule. Just like that. And remove the alginate. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Very good impression. Alright, so the reason this is a good impression is you can see we don't have any bubbles anywhere. There's no voids. You can see how the vestibule is full with no air bubbles anywhere. That's really important that you get a good accurate impression. Let's make sure we don't have any air bubbles. You can see all the teeth. There's not any pulls anywhere. We can see everything cleanly, and that's why that's a good impression.